It's because it's taking ages to load. Hi guys, my name's David John Jeffries. Today I'm coming with you live to do some special art. I'm planning to do art in Crayola pencils, and this is because another artist online, Super Ray Dizzle, did a comparison between Crayola and Caran d'Ache Luminance, and she got pretty rapt about it, which I think is a bit ridiculous because all she did was a like-for-like comparison with a really expensive brand and a small brand. And to be honest with you, she was quite balanced in her comments. However, some people got really annoyed and really slagged her off online. So I thought I'd create an art design using the Crayola pencils just to see what kind of vibrancy they have and how they rack out against other stuff I've done. So without further ado, let me just wiggle the camera into position. There we go. There we go. So, oh, this is difficult. Right, okay. Cool, excellent. So, just to let you know, along the right here, left here rather, I have a set of Crayola pencils. I just picked from a set that Sukiyo gave me for now. Okay, so here's my paper. Now, what I'm planning to do is replicate this lovely oil painting I made last week and recreate it using and just see how close I can get to the original design that I did. And I will draw it, color it in exactly the same way I did when I painted it. So let's see how that pans out, yeah? So immediately, I find that I'm using paper, so it is a little bit grainy, but that's purely because of the paper I'm using underneath. Now, this particular picture has this sunset effect. I did notice there's a little bit, how is it, like scratch. It's a bit annoying. I'm a fan myself of Prismacolor usually, so I like the blending capacities and things like that. So I prefer it to be nice and smooth, maybe a little bit waxy, but this doesn't have that so much. So let's see how it goes. So starting with a bit of a sunset there, yeah. Let's get it nice and thick on the color. Okay. Got it really warm. Burnishing it too much. Right. That's cool pencil sharpener. Cool. Right. Let's carry on. The original picture I did was so that I can capture creation, and that was the idea. All of God's creation in one picture was the plan. So let's see how I do on this occasion. So I'm just going to be picking these, like I said, in order of how I did it initially. I've got some red here. Okay. So the blending between the yellow and the red is working quite nicely. Like I said, the grainy effect is using, it's not the right paper really for this type of pencil. Merge the yellow into the red. You can see it going orange. That's a nice effect. I have no problems there. Gonna need to come down a bit sharper on this before it scratches the page. That is one thing that I noticed straight away. It does scratch the page, and it is a bit annoying because I leave these scratchy lines underneath the ink. Ink. It's not ink. Pigment. It's all good. So let's carry on down here, and I can see people coming online. If you want to say hi, please say hi so I can recognize who you are. And yeah, so that's wearing quite thin now. So that's another thing. The pencils do seem to be wearing thin very easily, which is a bit annoying. Again, I'm used to pencils that don't wear so quickly down, but there you go. Okay, put that to one side for a moment. And in my original, I've got a lot of pink in that sky, so let's get some pink in there. Okay. It's nice to have different shades of red in the sky anyway. Just adds to a nicer sunset. Okay, right. Here we go again. There we go. Right, so okay, so pink's done. Let's add a little bit of purple into the sky, especially a bluey kind of purple. We get some darkness into here. So anyway, so scratchiness is probably because I'm pressurizing too much, as Sukio would continually tell me. I think there's lots of reasons, not just the pressure, because even when I first started, when I was just going lightly, it was scratching the page, which is a bit annoying. But again, it could easily just be the paper, quite easily. If anyone's got any comments about this, feel free to leave a comment and let me know if you think it's the paper or you think I'm just pressing too hard with the pencils, not giving them a chance to grip the page. Who knows? So anyway, just doing the sky now. That creaky noise, that squeaky noise is my desk. It requires some oil of some sort. It's quite annoying. Oh, this is okay. The sky looking quite nice now. You who's online, if you want to share the page to get some more people on board, that'd be fine with me. Okay, so this is where it's going to get tricky because I've got a pool of water here. So let's just pencil that in ish, so around about here. And then I've got foliage here. And I can make it look really cheesy and rubbish if I don't watch it, but I suppose it's just the first draft around. Just going by what I've painted as an example. Sukio's giving me art tips. And yes, she's right, I could zest it. And if Sukio wants to lend me any zest, she's welcome to. Right. Thank you, Sukio. So that's not too bad. Let's get that. I don't know. I'll come back to that. As for now, just keep going. Get some more colour into this. What I'm probably going to do is, I think this would be a really good idea, would be that straight after this, I do exactly the same thing again, but with Prismacolor, and do a like-for-like comparison, and tell you what I feel about that. It'd be interesting. When I did this was supposed to be a tree. This is how I did it. And then got some red around the tree, just down here like this. There's a reason why I'm doing this as well, because I plan to add black over it. Black. Here we go. So it's like a shadow of different hills and such over the back. Then more black over here. It went a bit over the page there. And then here, just let's go to the river first. So I painted the river sideways like this, and I think it will still work with the pencils. I'll get different colours in. The one thing I guess that stands out for me out of all the Crayola stuff is that when I draw with it, I do feel like I'm a child in kindergarten, just because of the way it sits on the page. It just, I don't know, it just feels like I'm a 5-year-old drawing, like I should be in school doing this kind of drawing. It just doesn't look nice, doesn't feel nice. I don't know, it's just me. What's that? Black. Use grey. That's the other thing. I tend to be quite like, when I colour, I don't go straight down on the pencil. I kind of do it at an angle, like a sideways angle, and it creates more scratches. I think that's where my scratches are coming from. It's a style of colouring, or an angle of colouring. Okay, there are a couple of things I still need to do. I want to get more black in the sky, for one. I need to sharpen that pencil just a little bit. And I think a reflection in the water would really change everything. Okay, and to just looking at the comments. Cool. I haven't finished yet, so this is all good. There are a couple of things I do want to do straight away, just to make this look a bit more like the original. Basically, a few M's in the sky. Just makes it all look nice. So I have to finish the foliage, so that's fine. Let's keep going with that. And then, of course, I've got the flowers in the fields, which I haven't done yet. Which makes a difference. Darker shade here. Okay, lost bits here now. More red in the sky here. It's like a red mixed in with the brown, black at the top here. That's my original picture goes. Okay, so a few more things. Okay, so as far as I'm concerned, that is my final Crayola attempt. If I bring back the original picture and we bring it side to side, and bring the camera back there we go. Okay, so all in all, it doesn't look too bad if you compare oil to Crayola. And then I'm going to now go for Prismacolor and try and replicate this again, but with Prismacolor. Let's see how that goes. Okay, so that's the zest which I applied earlier. Just digging out my Prismacolors. And I'm just going to have a selection of Prismacolors. I'm not going to get the whole set, just enough to make what I want to do. Okay. Okay, so here we go again. Starting off with the yellow. Okay, so I mean, for me, the first thing that I know when I hold a Prismacolor, which is at the moment my favorite pencil, is that it's soft, it's smooth. I don't have to put hardly any effort into it. Some would say that I didn't have to put hardly any effort into the Crayola ones. I say I did. Had to press a little bit harder with Crayola to get the color I wanted. And some would say I have to do more layers, but I'm lazy. So laziness brings me to Prismacolor. So here we are with the yellow sunset again. And now moving on to my red sky. Red sky. Be careful not to go into the wrong brand of pencil by mistake. And this one, it's like before I would really have to press down hard, but I can just smooth it. I can just do this easy like this, and it just feels like it's just gliding off the page. It's lovely. But then again, you do pay more. You get what you pay for quite a lot of times. If you pay for like £50 for a set of pencils versus £1, you're going to have a difference. But as I'm doing this, let's just take consideration of the reason why I ended up doing this in the first place, and that is Super Ray Dizzle, who is being treated pretty badly online because she did a comparison between Crayola and Caran d'Ache Luminance. Had a look at the video, had a look at the comments, and it's not fair that artists online should get any bad stick for just doing what they enjoy, you know? I mean, it's not an easy thing. It's not easy to, for myself even, to make a live video. I have to prepare it. I have to work out what I'm going to draw, make sure it's something I can draw, make sure I've got the colors that I can draw with. And this is for a live stream. If you have a not so live stream, you have to go through editing. It can take weeks to do just one video for like half an hour. And I know from other artists who I know, it can take like sometimes like a month or so just to do one video. So, you know, it's not fair that she should be wrapped just for making a comparison video between two brands of pencils, because at the end of the day, it's what she did say at the beginning of the video. She's doing comparison between two brands of pencils, one that is worth a ridiculous amount of money and one that's not worth hardly any money. But to be honest with you, if you are not interested in light fastness and you're not interested in selling your pieces, then there should be no reason for you not to try one of these cheaper brands. You don't have to go and spend lots of money on Prismacolors or on Luminance. We have Luminance here. It's not my preferential choice. Like I said, I do prefer Prismacolor. And if I was given a choice of, well, I did once a like for like comparison. I went into a local art shop because I didn't have to pay, and I got a bunch of pencils, but I also tried a bunch of pencils in store, and one of them was Derwent Pro Color, and I also got an opportunity to try Prismacolor, and through borrowing off Sukio, I also got an opportunity to try Caran d'Ache Luminance. And for me, given the choice out of the ones that I was given, I think I had about I think it was about 8 brands, maybe 10 brands of pencil. I settled on Prismacolor at the time, and like people do like for like comparisons, and it really is to do with your personal taste as well, because I know people who would say to me that they prefer luminance over Prismacolor. Some people would prefer Crayola and luminance, and like, you know, it's all to do with what you really want to get out of your art. If you want to sit there and just paint and draw for your own pleasure and everything, there's no need to go out and spend thousands of pounds on a pencil set. You can do it with the small supplies that you can get. I mean, look at Jazza. Jazza takes lots of challenges. He takes small art amounts, cheap supplies, and he draws the most amazing pieces with the cheap supplies. You don't need to have spending loads of money, and those artists online who say you should be spending this money on this pencil and that money on that pencil, I've got to ask where their loyalties lie. Are they doing this because they really love the pencils and they think that everyone should use those pencils, or are they doing it because they are being paid to promote those pencils? Who knows? So like, I don't have any favorites online per se of artists or whatever. I mean, I have a couple of, I mean, I like that. I like him for his comedic side and his the fun things he does with his drawings. But I wouldn't say that I was an avid fan of his. I just like think that you've got a channel. I've got a channel, and on my channel I do art. I do other things, but one of the things I do is art. And if I was continually being put down just because I don't care, just because I've made a preference choice between, say, Prismacolor and luminance, for example, I would say that would be ridiculous, because like everyone has their own preferential choice of what they prefer. And if people do have a problem with what I have to say, I mean, that's their choice. You can say what you want about me. I don't think that anyone should be treated badly because they have a different opinion on what's a good pencil to use and what's not a good pencil to use. As I said, I looked at her video and I didn't see anything wrong with what she said. She made a very balanced opinion, in my opinion. At no point did she say that she didn't like luminance, because in some cases she said, bear with me a sec, gotta find my black. Black is my smallest pencil, because I use it so much. And yeah, so I shout out to Super Ray Dizzle, because she stood up for what she believed, and she's still standing up for what she believes. And she's standing up for the cheap pencil brands, which, let's be honest, aren't really supported much online anyhow, as a rule. People tend to rank other brands against each other, you know. Now, I decided with this drawing I've done today that I wasn't going to use any of the normal blending tools, because I wanted to do a total like-for-like comparison. And if I use blending, I'd be cheating. So, and also the same amount of time spent on the supplies. I've still got a little bit more to do, but I'm close to the end of spending the same amount of time. It's only fair. And yeah, so if anyone has any opinions on this and they have to make any comments about anything I've said, then feel free to make your comments, and I promise you I will respond to every comment at least once. So if you make a comment, I will reply to you. If you make 2 comments, I cannot guarantee I'll reply to every comment. So yeah, That's usual for me. Hold on. Lost me black again. Here it is. So as I finish off this drawing, I just want to say, listen, I'm going to put a link to, if you don't know her, Super Ray Dizzle's channel in my description. I'm not being sponsored by her at all. My channel's way too small. I am just saying that I think that people should go and check her out. She's not that bad. She shouldn't be getting the bad press she is getting, and I think that anyone who spends, well, let's say, wastes their time slagging off other art channels, let's see what you've got on your channel that compares. I'd love for you to show me your channel. Show me what you've done with Crayolas. It'd be nice. Anyway, anyone who loves Crayolas, then please, yeah, point me in your direction. I'll have a look at your video and let me know what you think. All for that. Okay, so here we go. That is a rough draft of Prismacolor and without any blending. And here is the other one. So I know that I put a little bit more work into the Crayola one, and you'll see that, but it'd be nice to see a like-for-like comparison. So let's do that there. So Prismacolor, Crayola. The reason why the red is not as thick as it is on that one, I did use a bit of lemon zest to blend it a little bit there, which is why that's patch is a bit darker. And I did burnish this a little bit harder than I did with the Prismacolor because it just flows smoother for me. If I had blended this, it would look quite nice, and I will blend it later on so I can make it look good. And yeah, I mean, as far as drawings go, as far as coloring goes, like I said, it was a bit harder on the Crayolas, but Prismacolor was quite smooth. I liked it. It was good. So I have had some comments on my channel, which I'm just having a look at. Oh yeah, Mark Crilly's cool. And I like Mark Crilly a lot. In fact, I would say if I was a fan of anyone, it'd be Jazza and Mark Crilly. I would like to have a go at this in luminance pencils, and if I manage to get a set, which I should have soon, I think, I will come back and I'll do another like-for-like comparison with luminance pencils as well. Okay, and compare them off against what I've done on the Crayolas, and let's see how it goes. So guys, thank you for coming online and sharing this time with me, and I hope that I'll see you next time on the next stream. Oh yeah, by the way, if you like what you see, then please remember to that way you'll get the latest content that I release, and I release all sorts of things all the time. You'll see a lot of variety on my channel. If you like this video, then please give it a like, and if you think that this video could help people or you want to share it with anyone, then please remember to share it. And like I said, I'll see you in the next stream.